Misfit Nation.
The Democrats make a flawless case in the January 6 hearings against Donald Trump and his supporters. I mean, how could you not make a perfect argument, especially when the committee is completely biased in your favor and are actively blocking witnesses from testifying that would debunk all your claims and completely destroy your case? Not to mention leaving out actual evidence in favor of hearsay and rumor. Let's watch in real time as almost every establishment gets corrupted by the liberal elite to cover up and suppress the truth about this conspiracy. And let's hurry before this video gets removed from YouTube and I get sent to the commie gulag again. Because my name is Crishaun the Don, and I am misinformed. Hello, folks. What is going on? How are you this fine afternoon? Fine over here in the red states, actually. How's it going on over there? Listen, I'm going to just make a quick case on why I believe conservatives and Republicans need to pay attention to these January 6 hearings. And I get it, you know, why waste your time? It's a sham. Why would we waste our time watching this? I'm going to tell you exactly why. First off, watching something in real time is much different than watching things in retrospect. It embeds things into your brain differently. And I think Republicans and conservatives, we sometimes do trust the system a little too much. Meaning we think it's a sham, we think nothing's going to come of it, but I think sometimes we forget that we're not, you know, or possibly we're not living under the same system that we thought we were. We put our trust into a system that may not exist anymore. And I think it's because of that. It's because we've been so reactionary and we haven't taken anything, you know, any bulls by the horns, so to speak. And, you know, we let these shams happen. And we let the Democrats, you know, frame us in the wrong, you know, villainous way. And it's because we let it happen. We don't pay attention. And I'm just going to show you, because what's happening right now is there is a government cover-up happening right before our eyes. It's very blatant at this point. And I'm just going to show you why I believe that. And, you know, if you're not paying attention to this hearing and you're on either side, I'd like you to pay attention to what I'm about to show you, because this will affect everybody eventually. Just because that authoritarian gun isn't pointed at you doesn't mean one day you won't be staring down that same barrel. Just because it's not pointed at you right now and it's pointed in favor of you doesn't mean it won't turn on you, and it will turn on you at some point. And it's happened, you know, throughout the centuries of society even being, you know, these civil societies being a thing. This has always been what's happened, and we're seeing this happen live in front of us. And I don't think enough Republicans are watching in real time. No Democrats are watching in real time. And we just wait and see. We wait. That's all we do. We wait so that we can react to whatever happens. And we need to stop doing that. We need to stop doing that. We need to be more active politically. You know, so I'm actually just going to show through this whole Ray Epps thing. I don't know if you guys have watched any of my past videos or anybody else's past videos, but Ray Epps is a guy who's in question right now in the January 6th. I wouldn't even say the hearings, because I don't even think it's being brought up in the hearings. But who this guy is has been being brought up, and, you know, who he actually is. Now, most people that I know, and most people on the conservative side are under the impression that this guy is an FBI plant that was put there to incite a riot and incite what actually happened, which would be detrimental to the Democrats' case. Now, the Democrats originally were making an argument that this guy didn't even really exist. He wasn't even, basically now they'll say that he doesn't exist. I'll show you a few things, and, they don't even want to talk about this guy. They're not bringing him up in the committees, and, it should be a guy that's brought up, even by their standards. And the fact that he's not being brought up is very odd, just based on what they want. Like, I'm going to show you the original video that Ray Epps kind of was introduced to us on, and then, we'll go back. Well, actually, no, let me show you first. First off, this article that I'm showing you here, it's entitled, "It's Just Been Hell, Life as the Victim of a January 6th Conspiracy Theory," which is what I was talking about, him being an FBI plant, basically. So there's just a lot of things happening in this that are just odd. It's very odd. It just where there's smoke, there's fire. It reeks of a cover-up. And, it's blatant. And I think it's blatant because nobody is actually paying attention. So they're being lazy on this. They're just being so obvious and obviously so biased. The committee is not letting anybody from the other side make their case. It's a one-sided presentation. That's what I've been calling it. And it's being presented as a trial committee kind of thing when it's not. It's not fair whatsoever. So, let me just show you how, part of this cover-up. First off, this whole article was sort of based on Ray Epps being, a victim of this conspiracy theory and, trying to sell it as he was a Trump supporter that got a little out of hand and, he didn't, but he's not an FBI guy. And I think this story has changed so much because of the evidence that has actually come out, the video evidence. I'll show you a little bit of video evidence in a second here. But to show you also that every part of the establishment is at work right now to cover up this whole thing. I'm talking the FBI, I'm talking the Capitol Police, I'm talking politicians, I'm talking the media, journalists. Everybody is working on this case to cover this up. And they're all working, coherently. They're all working in unison. And, first thing is first, this headline here was actually changed. I actually saw it change before my very eyes. So they're no longer, something they found wrong, and I guess I can theorize on what that was in a minute. But something happened where they had to change this headline for whatever reason. So currently now, this headline, this is what you're seeing here as a screenshot, actually. But this is the current headline right here. So they changed it to "A Trump backer's downfall as the target of a January 6th conspiracy theory." So now they've reframed the headline of this story that now he's a Trump supporter. Now he's a Trump backer whose life has been destroyed from being a Trump supporter. So all I'm saying is keep that in mind, that that's what the media is doing on this story. Why would they change that story? Why would they change that headline? That's my question as far as the media goes. So I'm going to show you, if you're not familiar, I'm going to show you a video of Ray Epps on the day, or the day before the January 6th, so January 5th, obviously, at the rally and the protest that happened. And this is him, basically, what he was doing that night. That's all I'll say.
Tomorrow, we need to go into the Capitol. Into the Capitol. No! Peaceful Okay, folks, spread the word. As soon as the president's done speaking, we go to the Capitol.
So my question is, this is the only guy that's on tape actively inciting a riot on the Capitol, yet he's not brought up in the committee, in the hearings. It's like he doesn't exist. It's like he doesn't fucking exist. So why do people now think that he is an FBI plant? Other than the fact that he's not being charged with anything when he's clearly the only person trying to incite the violence that happened on that day. Why wouldn't he be brought up if he's not an FBI informant? If he's just a Trump supporter that went out there and got out of hand? Why is he not the main suspect? That's my question. That's the only guy I'm seeing that's actually saying, even the people around him are saying, no, we're not. Are you crazy? And it was almost like he was feeling out people, like which ones are the ones that I can convince to do this. That's what I feel like was happening. So, again, why would we think though that it's the FBI that's involved in this? And you got to understand, the FBI was questioned on this exact thing. And I'm going to show you in a second the questioning. First off, I'm going to show you the line of questioning that happened with the FBI before they even got to Ray Epps. And this happened not too long after the January 6th. This is not the committee that's asking this question. That's why you'll see that there's two sides being sort of presented here as opposed to one. This is Ted Cruz questioning the FBI. I believe her name is Jill Sanborn. And she's the executive director of whatever the fuck in the FBI. So this is her being questioned on the FBI's involvement in January 6th. Now, these are very clear, concise questions. And just tell me if you notice anything weird about her answers.
How many FBI agents or confidential informants actively participated in the events of January 6th?
Sir, I'm sure you can appreciate that I can't go into the specifics of sources and methods.
Did any FBI agents or confidential informants actively participate in the events of January 6th? Yes or no?
Sir, I can't answer that.
Did any FBI agents or confidential informants commit crimes of violence on January 6th?
I can't answer that, sir.
Did any FBI agents or FBI informants actively encourage and incite crimes of violence on January 6th?
Sir, I can't answer that.
So why could you not answer that? So what I'm saying is that's not proof that for sure the FBI was involved. To me, that's proof that the FBI possibly could have been involved. The fact that she can't answer that. The fact that she can't say whether or not the FBI was or was not involved in crimes on January 6th. And what reason can she answer that for? It just seems very suspect to me that the FBI cannot answer whether or not they were involved in crimes on January 6th. There's something wrong with that. Confidently, she should be able to answer that. Now, if there's an investigation, sort of on her team that was there, obviously they were there, they were present. But that line of questioning was very direct, very, I think very transparent. Were you not involved in crimes on January 6th? Were you not involved in inciting the riot on January 6th? I can't answer that. I'm just saying I think it's fair to question whether or not they were involved, whether or not they actually incited the riot. So here's her being questioned on the Ray Epps.
Who is Ray Epps?
I'm aware of the individual, sir. I don't have the specific background to him.
Well, there are a lot of people who are understandably very concerned about Mr. Epps. On the night of January 5th, 2021, Epps wandered around the crowd that had gathered, and there's video out there of him chanting, "Tomorrow, we need to get into the Capitol, into the Capitol." This was strange behavior, so strange that the crowd began chanting, "Fed, Fed, 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 Fed." Ms. Sandburn, was Ray Epps a Fed?
Sir, I cannot answer that question.
Pretty direct. I just think it's funny. I don't even know if funny is the fucking word for it. I think it's very strange and disturbing, actually, that her answer to that was that she can't answer it. Whether or not he's a Fed. Why couldn't you answer it? Is it because you can't disclose information on federal agents? So wouldn't that then mean he is a federal agent? Can you not disclose who your federal agents are? That public knowledge? I don't know. Obviously, if you're going to be, a spy or something, can't be public knowledge necessarily. All I'm saying is what is the reason why you wouldn't answer something under oath? And it's because you don't want to incriminate yourself or your organization. So in my opinion, and I don't even think it's my opinion, I think it's obvious, I think it's blatant that the FBI is involved in this. Let me show you something else here. The FBI originally had Ray Epps on a list, a wanted list of people, which then you can go, hey, that's that would show that he's not a Fed, right? Because why would they put him on a list if he's a Fed? Well, just like any organization, I'm assuming there's fuck-ups. And there's a lot of filing that has to go on to figure out who is who. And they go, hey, we accidentally put a fucking Fed on the wanted list. So what would you do in that case? We actually put one of our guys on there who fucked up. What intern got fired after making this collage? Because quickly after that, what happened? And what would you do in that case if you put a Fed on an a wanted list? You'd probably take them off. And see, that's what they did here. They took them right off the list, right off the wanted list. It literally goes from 17 to 15. Well, it's going backwards here. But it goes 17 to 15. 16 is removed. Who is number 16? None other than Mr. Ray Epps. Photograph number 16. Why did they take him off? I'm not saying there's not a logical reason. That doesn't mean that that isn't attaching him to being an FBI agent. But you got to give me something. Otherwise, I'm going to go with logic and I'm going to believe what my fucking my brain tells me makes sense. And again, if the media really cared about the truth and really cared about exposing the government and exposing the establishment and all that stuff that they fucking bullshit you about, why are they not exposing that this was possibly a setup? And it's because they look at Trump supporters as the enemy. They look at Trump supporters as the enemy. They don't like us politically. So they have to take the establishment side. They have to shill for the government because it's a win for them politically. As opposed to them just going, you know what, this is beyond that. Let's not, the government, unjustly arresting people and putting people on trial, basically, tribunals, is not right, and it's not constitutional, and it's not justified. And I think this Ray Epps story is really going to be the thing. It's going to be the crawl in the story. It's going to be the fuck up. It's going to be the thing that people on the right wing are going to have to learn about in retrospect because they're not paying attention to it now. Pay attention to it now. That's all I'm going to say. Stop watching this shit in retrospect. Stop fucking catching up. You're always playing catch up. Again, look at it. Every establishment. We've got the FBI. We've got politicians, Capitol Police, the media, journalists. We have people in Trump's administration that are coming in with hearsay and blatant lies. And then when people go, oh, well, we'll come in and we'll testify because we'll debunk that, it's obviously not real. No, you're not allowed. Media suppression. This has all the fucking makings of a government cover-up. And nobody's paying attention to it. And I'm guilty of it too. Not gonna lie. But I'm trying to keep up. I'm trying to keep up with these bullshit, January 6th hearings. I get it. But you gotta keep up with knowing what's happening. You gotta know what the trick is. And they are fucking tricking everybody. And blatantly. Because later, the media is there to fix it. Obviously, New York Times is in on it. They've got all the media there to later edit everything. Revisionist history. That's what they do. So all the little fuck-ups they have, all the little things, like Ray Epps and, where the Secret Service was going to come in and testify to debunk the story that Trump choked one of them and grabbed the steering wheel and all that. They wanted to debunk it. And, they weren't allowed. They're not allowed. They haven't been, heard. I haven't heard that story since. And it's also that they can go back later and change it and edit it and tell us revisionist history. And that's our problem is we react. We're reactionary. And then we have to catch up, and everything we catch up on is based on revisionist history. So watch things happen in real time. Like I said, just like that article where they were trying to portray Ray Epps as a victim of a conspiracy theory. And then they had to change the article. Had nobody paid attention to that. And I got lucky. I found a screenshot of it online. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to show you that they changed the article. They do that all the time. And I'll be honest, I don't know if they even changed everything in the article. I don't know what they changed in that article. I don't remember everything I read in that specific article. So who knows what else they changed? Who else knows what else they've gone back and changed and edited? They edit articles all the time. So, when you're playing catch up, but your only sources of information are things that were revised for political gain and to make other people look better and to make certain people look bad. So, again, watch things in real time. I'm sorry I keep repeating it, but it's something I feel like I gotta stress. Watch things in real time. Pay attention. Screenshot things. Video cap things that you see. because they scrub footage from the internet. You don't know how many times that I've put together videos for this show, and then you go back and click on the link to play the video, and it's gone. It's gone. You can't find any of the footage for it. So that's why now I cap videos. I save all these videos. Because one day these videos, this video of Ray Epps won't be on the internet anymore. That proof won't exist anymore. That evidence won't exist anymore because it's all been suppressed. So that's a big part of doing your part. If you're not a person who does a YouTube channel, but you have the means and the technology to screen record things, which we all do on our phones now, just screen record things. Screen record things and collect evidence. That's what we all have to be detectives now. So collect evidence. Because I'm telling you, I mean, that helps people like me out, and people that do this on a bigger level on this YouTube thing. Sometimes we're looking for video footage that we know we saw. Again, it's gaslighting. I know I saw this footage, but now it doesn't exist. Am I losing my mind? Did I not really see this and it's a delusion? That's how they gaslight you. So again, that's doing your part. That's doing your part. If that's what you can do, and you can't do this specifically, or you can't, or you don't want to do this, screen cap things and send it out to people that can use it. I would appreciate that very much. I'm sure there's other people that would appreciate that too. So, and there's a lot of news organizations, like these independent news organizations, like the Crowders and the Tim Pools and all them that do that. They have to screen cap things because it gets pulled. So yeah, that's that's all I'm saying. I'm putting together this compilation of stuff on YouTube, but one day it'll get pulled. It'll get erased. So I have to save all my own lives, So, speaking of which, we are going to be back on our main channel next week. So, our suspension or probation is about to be up. So fingers crossed that we still have a channel, because last time they waited to the last minute to strike me, which put me on a 90-day probation. So let's hope they don't do that again and just get rid of me. And, if they do, I'm on this backup channel. You know the deal. So, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We will be back in a little bit around 8 o'clock for the main Misfit Nation podcast, the show. Me and Wonder should be doing a kayfabe cartel a little bit later too on the main channel. So we got some content coming for you. So yeah, just keep it locked. Stay tuned to both channels. All right. Well, I appreciate you watching. And I am out of here. Have a great day. When I started this show, I said to myself, I thrive in Shark Tank environments. And my point is to anybody, don't jump into the fucking Shark Tank unless you're ready to swim with sharks.
Misfit Nation.
If you're not with that, get the fuck out or watch and observe from a distance. From a safe place.